the defeat that launched an empire while most reality show contestants vanish into the "where are they now" files. One teenager from Wigan has managed to do something the industry thought was impossible. In 2018, Lucy Thomas stood on a stage and heard the words no performer ever wants to hear. She was sent home. But as we look at the landscape of 2026, it's clear that losing the Voice kids was the most profitable thing that ever happened to her. We are witnessing a shift in the music industry where digital dominance is replacing traditional fame, and Lucy is the one leading the charge. But how did a girl who was rejected by the experts manage to bypass every gatekeeper in London and Los Angeles? The answer involves a secret strategy, a massive digital following, and a voice that some experts claim is almost too good to be true. If you thought the end of the show was the end of her career, you haven't been paying attention. Following her exit from national television, there was a deafening silence from the major labels. Usually, when a talent like that is exposed to millions, a bidding war ensues. But the industry insiders were hesitant. They didn't know how to market a voice that felt more like a classic Broadway star than a modern pop sensation. While the show's winners were ushered into standard contracts that often lead to a single album before being dropped, Lucy's team took a different path. They went dark. Rumors began to circulate that she had given up, or that the pressure of the competition had caused her to retreat into a normal life. In reality, she was in the studio, perfecting a sound that would eventually make those same labels regret their hesitation. She began releasing covers that didn't just get views, they created a cult-like obsession. This wasn't just a girl singing in her bedroom. This was a meticulously crafted brand that was being built under the radar, away from the prying eyes of the paparazzi and the restrictive nature of corporate contracts. By the time the world realized she was a star, she already had more followers than the people who had judged her. But with massive success comes massive skepticism, and the questions surrounding her voice are starting to get loud. As Lucy's videos began to rack up hundreds of millions of views, a strange controversy began to brew in the corners of the internet. Vocal coaches and sound engineers started analyzing her tracks with a level of scrutiny usually reserved for A-list legends. The vocal purity debate has become a central part of her story. Some critics have suggested that her performances are too perfect, implying that digital enhancements or heavy studio layering are at play. These accusations surfaced after several high-profile performances where her live tone was indistinguishable from her studio recordings. While some call it a gift, others have whispered about vocal illusions and audio manipulation. This speculation hasn't hurt her brand. If anything, it has fueled the fire, leading to reaction videos that have generated billions of additional impressions. We reached out to experts who suggest that her technique is simply so refined that it sounds unnatural to a modern ear used to auto-tune. Yet, the mystery remains. Is it pure talent, or is there a secret in the mix that we aren't being told about? The debate has created a fascinating us versus them mentality among her fanbase, ensuring that every time she hits a high note, the world is watching and listening with a magnifying glass. The secret to her 2026 takeover isn't just her voice. It's the way she's managed to keep every single penny for herself. We are currently seeing the results of what happens when you skip the middleman in the music business. Lucy Thomas is currently projected to hit 3 billion total views across all platforms by the end of this year, a feat that usually requires a marketing budget of tens of millions of dollars. Instead, she has utilized an independent model that has left the traditional industry stunned. There were rumors early on that she had signed a secret mega deal with a tech giant, but the truth is much more startling. She is largely self-made. This independence has allowed her to bypass the pop star image and stick to a timeless aesthetic that appeals to every generation. However, this path hasn't been without its challenges. Operating outside the machine means you don't get the radio play or the award show invites that come with a major label. But in 2026, does that even matter? With her recent announcement of a headlining tour across Europe's most iconic arenas, She is proving that a digital-first strategy can translate into real-world ticket sales. The unknown girl from the semifinals is now outselling artists who have the full weight of the industry behind them. It's a move that has exposed the cracks in the old system and turned Lucy into a blueprint for every aspiring artist in the digital age. Just as she reached the top of the digital world, she did something that left her fans absolutely terrified. In late 2024, at the height of her solo success, Lucy suddenly shifted her focus to the theater, taking on the lead role in the musical Rosie. This wasn't a minor career move, it was a total immersion. The speculation was immediate. Was she losing her voice? Was she tired of the solo grind? Or was this a calculated attempt to gain the one thing the internet couldn't give her, theatrical prestige? For months, her social media was quiet, leading to rumors that she might be retiring from her solo career altogether. But as we've seen throughout her journey, there is always a plan. The theater wasn't a retreat, it was a training ground. By 2026, it became clear that her time on stage was designed to prepare her for the massive arena shows she is currently launching. She isn't just a singer anymore. She's a performer who can hold a stage for 2 hours straight. As she prepares to embark on her global tour, the voice that changed everything is more powerful than ever. She has managed to navigate the transition from child star to adult icon with a level of grace that is rare in this industry. Whether she's a digital creation or a once-in-a-generation talent, one thing is certain. The world is still listening, and the story of Lucy Thomas is far from over. Conclusion: from a rejected contestant to a billion-view powerhouse, Lucy Thomas has proven that the old rules of fame no longer apply. She has faced skepticism, industry silence, and the immense pressure of the spotlight, only to emerge as one of the most successful independent artists of the decade. As she takes the stage in 2026, she isn't just singing for her fans. She's sending a message to the industry that tried to count her out. The mystery of her voice and the brilliance of her strategy have created a legacy that will be studied for years to come. In an era of temporary viral moments, Lucy Thomas has managed to build something that lasts.